This was a deep thought for old Koskoosh. He had seen examples of it in all his life. The tree sap in early spring, the newborn green leaf soft and fresh as skin, the fall of the yellowed dry leaf. In this alone was all history. He placed another stick on the fire and began to remember his past. He had been a great chief, too. He had seen days of much food and laughter, fat stomachs when food was left to rot and spoil, times when they left animals alone, unkilled, days when women had many children. And he had seen days of no food and empty stomachs, days when the fish did not come and the animals were hard to find. For 7 years the animals did not come. Then he remembered when, as a small boy, how he watched the wolves kill a moose. He was with his friend Chang Hwa, who was killed later in the Yukon River. But the moose. Chang Hwa and he had gone out to play that day. Down by the river they saw fresh steps of a big, heavy moose. "He's an old one," Chang Hwa had said. "He cannot run like the others. He has fallen behind. The wolves have separated him from the others. They will never leave him." And so it was. By day and night, never stopping, biting at his nose, biting at his feet, the wolves stayed with him until the end. Chang Hwa and he had felt the blood quicken in their bodies. The end would be a sight to see. They had followed the steps of the moose and the wolves. Each step told a different story. They could see the tragedy as it happened. Here was the place the moose stopped to fight. The snow was packed down for many feet. One wolf had been caught by the heavy feet of the moose and kicked to death. Further on, they saw how the moose had struggled to escape up a hill. But the wolves had attacked from behind. The moose had fallen down and crushed 2 wolves. Yet it was clear the end was near. The snow was red ahead of them. Then they heard the sounds of battle. He and Chang Hwa moved closer on their stomachs so the wolves would not see them. They saw the end. The picture was so strong it had stayed with him all his life. His dull, blind eyes saw the end again, as they had in the far-off past. For long, his mind saw his past. The fire began to die out, and the cold entered his body. He placed 2 more sticks on it, just 2 more left. This would be how long he would live. It was very lonely. He placed one of the last pieces of wood on the fire. Listen, what a strange noise for wood to make in the fire. No, it wasn't wood. His body shook as he recognized the sound. Wolves. The cry of a wolf brought the picture of the old moose back to him again. He saw the body torn to pieces, with fresh blood running on the snow. He saw the clean bones lying gray against the frozen blood. He saw the rushing forms of the gray wolves, their shining eyes, their long wet tongues, and sharp teeth. And he saw them form a circle and move ever slowly closer and closer. A cold, wet nose touched his face. At the touch, his soul jumped forward to awaken him. His hand went to the fire, and he pulled a burning stick from it. The wolf saw the fire, but was not afraid. It turned and howled into the air to his brother wolves. They answered with hunger in their throats and came running. The old Indian listened to the hungry wolves. He heard them form a circle around him and his small fire. He waved his burning stick at them, but they did not move away. Now, one of them moved closer, slowly, as if to test the old man's strength. Another and another followed. The circle grew smaller and smaller. Not one wolf stayed behind. Why should he fight? Why cling to life? And he dropped his stick with the fire on the end of it. It fell in the snow, and the light went out. The circle of wolves moved closer. Once again, the old Indian saw the picture of the moose as it struggled before the end came. He dropped his head to his knees. What did it matter after all? Isn't this the law of life?